And then there were two. Congratulations to both Ryan and Andrew for making it through to the final. This week, they've been tasked with racking up the most amount of profit they could from Saturday at Cheltenham. They both get a 2-point nap and 1 point on every other selection. Best of luck to the both of you, and hopefully we have some winners.
Good morning all. Welcome to a fairly wet and windy start to a Friday morning at Cheltenham. Looking forward to getting into it, and fantastic that somehow I managed to scrape into the final of this competition and trying to bang in as many winners as possible on this final day. Starting off on Saturday with the juvenile hurdle. I think keep it simple, 1 point win on Magistrato. I think he's the best horse in the race. I think he should take a lot of beating. Moving into the amateur riders handicap chase, a 0.5 each way on opposites attract. Good horse from Ireland. I think he should run well on seasonal reappearance. Third time Lucki's race, it's really a no-bet race, but at 1 point on third time Lucki, I suppose, to fill the coffers ever so slightly. The big race, a 0.5 each way on simply the bets. I think the top weight can run a big race for Paul Nicholls and Bryony Frost. Moving in to the 3 mile listed handicap hurdle, Dragon Bones, 1 point each way. That's the nap of the day, Dragon Bones, the mare. I think she's got a cracking chance. Anything above 5 to 1's a good price about her. Then into the intermediate hurdle, Good Time Johnny, a 0.5 each way for Tony Martin. Think he's very well handicapped. And in the final mare's bumper, to be honest, you can pick and choose with whatever you want. But Where's Maud Gone? I think she's not a bad horse for Laura Morgan. I think a 0.5 each way will do on her as well. So fingers crossed between any of them, we managed to bag a few winners and I can bag the prize.
Good morning. It's the morning of the Friday for the November meeting. It's good to be in the final against Andrew for the Twitter tournament. I just want to say thank you to Willow for putting on the competition. Thanks to the guys, everyone who played along with the competition, and then thank you all for watching it throughout the previous weeks. I'm not at Cheltenham this weekend. I was supposed to be there, but I'm not, so I'm going to hopefully find a few winners on the Saturday card. I'm at a bit of a disadvantage in my own mind, as predominantly I bet handicaps, so I've got to try to find some winners. You've got a bumper in there, you've got a juvenile hurdle in there, and then you've got a really bad novice chase in there as well. So we're going to try to come out with some points, and we're just going to see how we get on. We got I think we got 1 2-point win to play with, and then 6 1-pointers as well. So 8 points in total. We'll see how we get on, and we're starting at 12:30, which is the Triumph trial. Now this race has been won by some classy horses in the past, and this race doesn't look as good this year. Milton Harris has got one at the top of the market, and so has Paul Nicholls. I'm going to take a chance on one at double figures, which is Mr. Allegro for Anthony Honeyball. Been a low-key couple of wins, but did beat Genuflex of Milton Harris, who then came out and finished second behind Porticello, the high-regarded Gary Moore horse. So that form looks solid enough. There's a few in here, obviously. You've got some good form. You've got a Dosh, you've got Magistrato in there, who's come over from France and finished behind Porticello in France. But when you look at the price discrepancy there, you've got Magistrato around 7 to 4, and you've got Mr. Allegro around 10 to 1. So they've both finished behind Porticello, one more recent than the other. So obviously there's going to be room for improvement, but at double figures, I'll take a 1-point win on Mr. Allegro. And then you go into the 105, which is a handicap chase for amateur riders. Again, not a race I'm predominantly strong in. Amateur riders always a tricky race. You hope all the horses have been prepped and primed for that run, but it's not always the case. And the horse I'm going to side with here is going to be another double figure price, and it's going to be Milanford for Ralph Smith and Sherborne Utilities. Very unexposed still, off a mark of 130. It was running very well last year. Looked to be a real stayer, and then things just haven't gone to plan recently. He's come back over hurdles at Foss last and finished 5th of 8, I think. But he went off double figures. He was never going to win that day. I think a mark of 130 is achievable, and he's got Tom O'Brien booked as well. So another double figure price, going to be win only, 1-point win on Milanford in the 105. Going over to the 140, which is a Grade 2 novice chase. Mick Pastor and Captain Tomcat reoppose here after their scrap last week. Third Time Lucki is the clear favourite, and Third Time Lucki will probably be winning this, but I'm not going to put up a 2 to 5 shot for a 1-point win. It's just not going to be how I'm going to play it. So looking at whatever angle I can find as a forced pick, I'm going to have 1 point win Mick Pastor. He's going to be better at the weights this time round than Captain Tomcat, who beat him last week over 2 mile 4. They're back down to 2 mile here. Mick Pastor has beat Spastopol over 2 miles. I think he'll beat Captain Tomcat over 2 miles. Obviously, you've got third time Lucki in there. So what can you do? I mean, do I hope for a non-runner on the fast ground or what? But it's going to be a 1 point win Mick Pastor. I think that's the only angle I can force here. There's nothing else that I can do in this position, bar put up a 2 to 5 shot, which I won't be doing. And then we go over to the 2:15, which is the Paddy Power Gold Cup. I've been keen on a horse in this for a while now, and I put it up anti-post as well. I'm going to have to stick with him. There's a few others in here who I like. I think Zanza's got a great chance. I think Midnight Shadow's got a good chance as well. But the horse I'm going to side with is Galahad Quest for Nick Williams. Galahad Quest came out at Wetherby on the 29th of October, and he just looked a blatant non-trier to my eyes. He drifted out to 28 to 1 before the off, sat in the rear, pulled his way through, I think 3 out, and then just wasn't given a stride at the final 2 fences. If he'd have been given a stride, he'd have kicked on and he would have won that race easily. He goes off the same mark. Maybe the ground might be a bit too good for him, but I mean, yeah, I'll put him up anti-post at 25s. I need to stick to him here. So I'm going to go 1 point win on Galahad Quest. And then we go to the 250, which is a Paddy Power handicap hurdle. It's a listed hurdle over 3 miles. Another anti-post play I've had in here I'm going to have to stick with. I think the race is cut up and it's very weak, and my selection is going to be Proschema. I think Dragon Bones and Ballymillsy are both viable opposition, and they're both improving as well. But that last run from Proschema, if that's to be believed, the Wetherby run the second behind Indefatigable, then he should be winning this hands down. He finished 2 lengths, well, 2 3/4 lengths behind Indefatigable that day. Beat Paisley Park, beat Thomas Darby, beat Master Tommy Tucker. The handicapper has put him up £3, so he's going off 145 here. And like I say, if that runs to be believed, he's a 150 horse over 3 miles. So I think he could be the sort of banker of the Saturday meeting. So I'm going to go 2 point win Proschema. In a 3:25, we've got a Paddy Power handicap intermediate hurdle over 2 mile 5 furlongs. Some very unexposed horses in here. We've got Benson reappearing. We've got Mackleduff for Ollie Murphy. You've got Breffin Boys moved to Philip Hobbs. But I'm going to take a punt on a big price here. I'm going to go with a 1 point win on Vis A Vis for Neil Mulholland. This horse hasn't been seen over an obstacle for 982 days, but he has ran a few times on the flat. He's just coming back to himself. He finished 4th in the Cesarewitch in 2018, and then had 2 good hurdle runs where he finished between Stormer Rising, who's 139 now, and Lord Devine, who's 120 as well. So Vis A Vis going off 119 here. I think he's just had his problems. He's just coming back. I don't think they'd have ran him here if they didn't think he had a chance. And I just think he's very, very strong at the prices. Like I say, there's a lot of unexposed horses in here, but he's one of them, and he's got he's got a lot of experience as well. So it's going to be a 1 point win Vis A Vis in the 3:25, and then in the 3:55, the Open Mares listed bumper. This race obviously been won by some good horses in the past. I've had a quick look through, and to my eye, I can't see a standout horse in here at the moment. So I'm going to have to side with the one I'm most familiar with, and that's Bonttay, who won the bumper here in the October meeting for Fergal O'Brien. Now, obviously, she's against her own sex here. She's won 2 bumpers, so she's 2 from 2. She won over course and distance. Maybe a bit fortunate last time when beating Top Dog. I think Top Dog strayed off a true line. Top Dog would have picked up that race. And obviously the 4th was taken out of the frame as well. So probably a bit lucky. But obviously, as this listed race comes here unpenalised, goes on good ground. I think she's the one to be with. Paddy rides. He's obviously hoping she can follow up here. So it'll be a 1 point win on Bonttay. That'll be my selections for the final of the tournament. I wish Andrew all the best of luck, and everyone who's following as well. Thank you for watching.